How's it going today, guys? Castillo Trading coming to you with another nPOC and daily POC breakdown video. This is going to be a little bit redundant from yesterday's live stream as we just kind of went over some of these setups, went over some of these updated nPOC prints. So going to just go over BTC and Ethereum today, guys. Nothing crazy. And again, if you watched my live stream yesterday, it will be a little bit redundant, but still just going to go and stick with what we are looking for. And the only print that we have on BTC in the local area is this one from, I think it was Friday, right? 45969. And that currently is what my target is right now. We do have some prints lower and we do have a couple prints higher, but you know, I like to focus on the prints that are within range. And right now this is one that is within our local range, targeting that 45969. Now, hasn't been easy. It's been a slow 2 to 3 days on Bitcoin and Ethereum, really. I think they kind of are at the mercy of traditional and legacy finance right now. After financial markets, you know, after everything that kind of happened with the ETF, it's just kind of been a little bit more correlated than I would have liked, but you know, we are kind of establishing a support zone right in here, and that is currently still what I am looking for on BTC, is just a retest of this area and potentially more downside, right? We've talked about this range here, upper limit, lower limit. Would love to get a retest of this area, close out this nPOC, probably leave a couple prints in the local range lower, and then we can go and retest those areas before potentially, you know, going to 50K. And again, guys, this is just wanting BTC to kind of chop sideways. You know, if you look at just this scenario and setup that I'm looking at, I just would love BTC to go sideways between about that 42 area and all the way up to potentially 48. So that really gives us a good range to kind of find those pivot points, find some short entries, find some long entries at the lows, some short entries at the highs, and just let Bitcoin range while hopefully Ethereum and the rest of the market can kind of catch up. That is the scenario, that is the game plan that we've currently watched. But you know, we don't want to deter from lower targets, as we do have some lower targets here at 38,000. We've kind of talked about these guys wanting to long that area if we do get a retest. You know, we've kind of talked about the shorts that we kind of missed on earlier in the month. We did have this short at 45K that we did end up taking, but was able to capitalize on this downside here. But again, we had one more impulse higher, unfortunately, that kind of closed that scenario out. And then we did have a short at the 49042 area. Again, was not able to kind of capitalize on that as a short, but it was a very, very key point of pivot liquidity. Once we tap that area, we got a massive 12% reversal. So again, just showing you guys the importance of finding these nPOC prints. That's all we're looking at on BTC. Going to go over Ethereum really fast. We did have an nPOC print lower that happened yesterday, and that's kind of what I was waiting for to close out, which it did close out. It was right here at 2531. Wanted a retest. I sent that over to you guys in the Telegram saying that I wanted a retest of this area, and we did get it. So I think that that kind of closes this out. This is just a quick example of how I do things. You know, this kind of closes this nPOC. It turns it to a daily point of control. But really, since it was a print yesterday and it just closed it out within a couple of hours, you know, it really does not have any validity to me. It's just kind of one of those things that it kind of gave us that short-term directional bias of down. It closed it out, and then we can kind of continue with our regular nPOC prints. And this one is still very, very widespread on the price for Ethereum. You know, I personally think that we can go higher. I think that that 3003 nPOC print is something that is potentially likely. Now, we have some current range setups that, you know, are kind of calling for a bounce within this area and a retest of here. And I do think that if we get a retest of that 2700, that will break above, and then maybe something like this to get into that 3000 area and tag that 3003 nPOC print. Just based off the setups that we have, if you aren't in anything, if you aren't in a long on Ethereum, or you're not in a short and you're just kind of waiting on the sideline to see what happens, you know, we have our areas of interest to long next, and it's kind of down in this area. These prints at 2388 and 2268. That is a pretty significant area of price action from about December all the way to the start of January before we kind of had that impulse move higher. So if we do retest that area, it does make sense. And again, we want to remain long and consider longing down in that area. The thing about BTC and Ethereum is both trends are still intact. You know, I think a lot of people, and even myself, kind of doom and gloom once we've kind of dug into that 48 and 50K, between 48 and 50K, you know, that has been my high term time frame rejection area. But again, guys, the trends still really haven't broken down. You know, I still see people getting insanely bearish on Ethereum while we are sitting at a support level right here. It's very, very clear support that we retested once, twice. It has held, and you know, maybe a third time we get that dig. It's still a support level around that 24.20, 24.60 area on Ethereum. That is currently all we are looking for as far as nPOC levels goes on both BTC and Ethereum, guys. guys. I hope that this can be a good breakdown for you on the way that we're looking to trade, the way that we're looking to have some decent setups into the coming week. But again, just a quick video breakdown of nPOC levels for both BTC and Ethereum, and I will see you guys over in Telegram. Peace.